Yeah.
Which is sourdough and which is regular?
Okay. That's regular. This is sourdough.
That's what I thought. I thought
Welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Every Disney Movie Ever. Today I'm going to talk about Return to Halloweentown. Return to Halloweentown is a 2006 Disney Channel original movie. It's about Marnie Piper heading to Witch University, trying to learn all she can about being a witch, but evil forces have other plans for her. It's directed by David Jackson, cinematography by Denis Maloney, editing by Louis Cioffi, music by Kenneth Burgomaster, and it's written by Max Enscoe, Annie DeYoung, and Juliet and Keith Giglio. Film stars Sara Paxton as Marnie, Joey Zimmerman as Dylan, Judith Hoag as Gwen, Lucas Grabeel as Ethan, and Debbie Reynolds as Agatha. This was the first DCOM franchise to have a fourth film, and it was a mistake. And then Sherry Singer, who was a producer, said, and it's a long quote, so I am going to read it, said, "Recasting Marnie was not something we wanted to do. We could not come to terms with what we felt were fair. We just weren't able to. We couldn't make the deal work. That was why, and we didn't want to not do it. I know people didn't like it, but it's not like people haven't been recast before. I always was sorry that's how it went." Gross. There are 4 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, 2 positive and 2 negative. And most of it is heavy criticism that Kimberly J. Brown wasn't back as Marnie, and Kimberly was also upset because she was available to do it. Sherry has expressed interest in 2017 to do a 5th film, and Kimberly J. Brown and Philip Van Dyke said they'd be interested in returning for it, but nothing since. That'd be really exciting. I don't have a huge opinion on the actual cinematography. It was fine, pretty up with the quality in this time, but the effects were really good. Probably the best effects so far for a Halloweentown movie, which isn't surprising because it is the most recent. It's 2006. Not to say, but the makeup, I would say, like, there weren't as many fun makeup things that there were in, like, the first couple, but the effects were still really good in this. The music went unnoticed. It didn't super sound like the classic, like, do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do, until the freaking broom scene with Jesse McCartney's Right Where You Want Me playing. I lost my mind. I had no idea that song was in this movie. That album is my favorite album of his, and it came out on my birthday in 2008. And they changed the lyrics for the movie because that song is not entirely appropriate. He says, "Please don't take your time," in the real song. "Please don't take your time, you got me." And I think the changed lyrics were something about, like, they were really cheesy. It was like spending time together and stuff. It was gross. So I couldn't believe it. I was dead. I can't believe this right now. So that was hilarious. Good for you, Jesse. Right off the bat, Gwen says something along the lines of, like, with great power comes great responsibility, and Marnie says you stole that from Spider-Man. So I thought that was a fun, like, pop culture reference in a Halloweentown movie. The Sinister Sisters, the Dominion, all of this, it just seems really like a big reach, all for the gift that the Cromwells have, being total control over a person, which, like, okay, sure. But where did this rule about, like, spells after midnight on Halloween become permanent? At which, you know, like, what the heck is that? I don't know. There's just a lot to this that is a little bit like, okay, we're reaching, we're stretching. And I think the gift is, I don't know, like, why is that a Cromwell power specifically? They don't go into the lore of it at all. How is that a thing? Like, I don't understand. Also, the Splendora being Aggie, I thought was super exciting. That was kind of fun. That was a fun little twisty. My favorite part of this is Dylan actually using magic. Dylan using the speed reading. That was my favorite scene. I was so excited. I think probably because Joey Zimmerman is one of the only cast members to come back. Also, Debbie Reynolds definitely was, like, more of a cameo in this. She was only in a couple scenes. She's not, like, a prominent character like she is in the first 3, which is really disappointing because Debbie freaking Reynolds as Aggie. Come on. But I have some problems with this, okay? The whole concept is, you know, she gets a full ride scholarship to Witch University because the chancellor of Witch University is actually evil and wants to use Marnie to get a hold of this gift and fulfill this prophecy. And the gift that we later find out is some ruby necklace that gives the wearer, or actually a Cromwell, it can only be a Cromwell, total control over people, and they want her to use it to put Halloweentown back into, like, witches and warlocks are ahead of everyone and all the other creatures are slaves and stuff, which is just garbage of an idea anyway, but like whatever. But then she literally goes back in time to try and find out how Splendora Cromwell hid it and locked the key and crap, and what the gift is and all this kind of stuff. And Splendora tells her, and then it's like, this has to be destroyed. This gift is horrible. It should never be used. It is absolutely horrific. I'm locking it away forever. Like, gross. And so Marnie is like, yep, great. We're going to destroy it. And then follows through with destroying it. And then, for no reason, Dylan goes up to Gwen at the end and says, I'm surprised Marnie actually destroyed it, because it's like a timeless, priceless Cromwell heirloom. It's like, so what? It has the power to completely control people, and it could be used for terrible evil. It is garbage. It should be destroyed. There are other heirlooms. Like, what are you talking about? But they did that, and then it's like, Gwen is like, oh yeah, you're right, that doesn't sound a lot like Marnie. Like, Marnie would do some way to, like, save it, maybe give it to someone she completely trusts, which is, like, obviously Dylan. And then at the end, you see Dylan find it in a book, and he's like, oh boy. Like, almost maybe setting up for another sequel, which is like, no. Thank God. But I think it's garbage that they didn't destroy it. I think it's absolutely so terrible. They have a million other Cromwell history, heirlooms, artifacts, stories. Like, they're like the main frickin' witches in Halloweentown, and she didn't want to destroy the thing that, like, is actually pure evil. I hated that. I thought that was a terrible choice. So I have some problems. Listen, the recast is unforgivable. Is Sara Paxton bad? No. We love Sara Paxton. Aquamarine's one of my favorite childhood movies, okay? Sydney White, she's a great evil queen, okay? Like, she, you know, Sara Paxton's great. I know she's been in a lot of other things. I just grew up watching, or freaking Sleepover? Yeah, dude. She was in a lot of my childhood stuff. And then she went on, she's like in bigger things now, but I just don't watch that stuff. Anyway, she's not bad, but here's the thing. What are you doing? I get, like, recasts for maybe some side characters. Like, if they had to recast Sophie, okay, maybe you'd get away with it. But recasting Marnie, the entire freaking reason those movies were as big and as popular as they were was because Kimberly J. Brown ate it. She ate it up. She was so good as Marnie. She's not recastable. You can't do it. It's not the same. And that proved this, because the criticism for this is always, I can't believe they recasted Marnie. A bunch of idiots. So no hate against Sara Paxton. Okay? All the hate toward the people that weren't agreeing to spend more money on Kimberly J. Brown, because she freaking deserved it. My favorite part was probably Marnie trying to protect Dylan in the ice cream parlor scene. I really loved that scene. It was really nice to see Marnie really being like, step away from my little brother. What the heck did you do to him? I love that so much. My least favorite scene was probably when she didn't believe Ethan. That gave me some cringe. I was like, ugh, gross. I hate it. Recommend? No, it's so unnecessary. We don't need it. They re-merged the worlds in the third one. You could really end there and be done. It's not a bad story, and if Kimberly were in it, I'd recommend it for sure, you know? Watch it again? I don't think so. I don't think I'll ever watch it again. I mean, I won't say no. Like, if someone really wants to watch Return to Halloweentown, I'll be like, alright, fine, I guess. But, like, out of my own volition will I be doing that. Specific moments, Ethan constantly wearing a spider belt buckle. Just... okay, I don't know what that was about, but alright, that's the thing that was happening. Dylan using magic to read, like I've already mentioned, and then Beam Me Up Genie made me laugh, and Agent Periwinkle made me laugh. I thought that was good. Think about how good this movie could have been with Kimberly J. Brown in it. Oh my god, it would have been so good, and I'm so sad that she wasn't in it. So I just keep thinking about what could have been. But that is everything I have. For Return to Halloweentown, my final rating is 5 gifts, the ruby necklace thing, out of 10. Our total movie count is... Parents After One Cry count are still the same. If you want to keep up with Movie Watching When, follow me on Instagram or Twitter. You'll find out what Movie Watching When. I put up videos every Monday and Friday and sometimes Wednesday. Join Patreon. I got a tier starting at just $1 where you get every video a week early and a coupon code for merch. Tiers above that you have daily trivia, weekly random videos, monthly podcasts, and all that fun stuff. So go check it out. Until next time, comment, like, subscribe, and I'm not in charge of your life. You are, so do you, and don't be the Dominion about it. It's the Sinister Sisters, the Sinister, Silas Sinister, the Chancellor, Grog. There's so many evil people. Don't be any of them.
Yours smells really good. Mine doesn't.
Mine sounds sour. Mine smells sour.
Thank you.
Mine doesn't, she says. You're cute.
I love you.
Love you.